What about making your sound better?
Hi, in this video I will be talking about, or I will present you the breakdowns of my Mixmash track that we have created, not mine, that we have created together with Ralvero. So let me play you these breakdowns first, so you can actually hear what I will be speaking about. And the second breakdown sounds like this. And so on. We'll be speaking about the drops in the next video. So let's go from the beginning. Not all of the synths here are made by, or not all of the sounds here are made by synths, by plugins. Some of them are recorded because as for example, Ralvero did some sounds. I didn't have the current synthesizer, as for example in this case this Omnisphere, so he sent it as an audio file, which is, you know, waveform, which is just absolutely okay. So the first sound is made by Omnisphere. It's kind of like reversed ambient pet or something like that. It sounds really cool, and actually this particular sound gives the track, or gives the breakdown the most, you know, the biggest feeling. I mean, like it adds the most of the atmosphere. When I compare it with the rest of the synths, this is the major part of the breakdown itself, because it creates the color. It sounds really great, you know, just four simple chords, not chords, chords. But the color of the instrument sounds really great. It's like flutes with some reversed sounds, and that's really dope. So, you know, we just used filter, so it's opening up. And also important part here, some textures in the background. Here you can hear or listen to birds singing. Here is a water, you know, flowing water. So that's something that you don't hear like main thing when you listen to the track, especially when there is a vocal over it. But it creates a really nice and, you know, happy, chilled background. You have to just, you know, you have to turn down the volume. As you can see, you know, this waveform is pretty low, so you want to make sure that these textures, these like FX sounds are really hidden in the background somewhere, you know. So yeah, there are these simple effect samples, some impacts, risers and stuff, and the pad. And more instruments are rolling because we want to keep the energy of the track. We want to build it all the time. So right there starts this marimba, which we used Nexus because Nexus has a really nice expansion. It's called Hollywood 3 Ethno, where you will find a lot of ethno instruments. I mean, it's not that hard to find ethno instruments these days. For example, the Xpand plugin has a lot of them, or various Contact 5 libraries, but I like Nexus, so we use Nexus because these really sound great. And here is a kalimba, another ethnical instrument. As you can see here, the same expansion that is creating the lead melody. Obviously it's reverbed and delayed, or there is the reverb and delay is applied there as well as on the previous marimba sounds, but you hear the original sound for sure, and it's layered by this audio file, which are some, you know, simple plugs with quite a lot of reverb on it. And here is just sub bass, you know, no synth with a lot of mid frequencies, just a gentle sub bass that underlines the breakdown. Okay, I will probably have to turn on some of these automations. So let's only turn this on the mixer. Just as simple as that. It glides a bit, which adds the track nice feeling. And of course here is a breakdown drum loop. And since we are using these acoustic instruments such as marimba, kalimba and other ones, the ethnical ones, we also wanted to have there like these acoustic type of drums, you know, not that electronic ones. So we wanted to make this drum loop really sounds like it has been recorded live. For example, these claps are great. Shaker loop, you know, tambourine. Nothing hard, actually. These are not even connected with the mixer channel, so we didn't even had to affect them. One more thing I wanted to mention here. As you can see, it's important to play when you are making like a loop with acoustic instrument. It's very important to play with the velocity, with the volume of individual sounds, just like that. You know, you can see that we played with it a lot. For example, these like triplets are just. You can see the difference when, in case we would just leave it like that, and in case I turn it down, it makes the sound different. It makes the sound unusual and not ordinary, which is just important, you know, to make these little tweaks. So doing like these triplets that you would usually do in case you would play it live, because you are not a machine and nobody that is playing live instrument shouldn't act as a machine, because, you know, everyone is adding some personal stuff in there. So it's important to be very playful in case you want to bring this real like live acoustic feeling to the sounds. boom. Here you have build up. Not a lot of automations here actually. Here is a volume, you know, down of this marimba. The same, we are cutting off some high frequencies from the Omnisphere pad, and of course that we also are bringing up the lead instruments by cutting off reverb, or you know, the reverb is full when it starts in the half of the breakdown, when the sound starts to play, and the automation cuts it exactly before the drop, so the last 4 notes are just in a full power. But before, due to the high amount of reverb applied on the sound, it sounds somewhere in the background, like it's getting closer and getting closer. You know, it's there but hidden, and that's a really cool effect to add to your breakdown. You know, play with the reverb. The same if you have there, like, you know, for example, these lead synths from the breakdown or lead sounds, you can also raise up the reverb in the breakdown to make it hidden at the end, you know, to make it disappear throughout the build-up. We are slowly bringing this drop lead to the game, but you know, hidden in the background, and right before the drop hits, we cut the breakdown hard, just like that, so there is none of it, only the breakdown that we wanted to have there when the drop hits. And of course we didn't forget to add a lot of, or some cool risers to just, you know, underline the atmosphere, and a drum fill, drum build up. So that's about the first breakdown. The second breakdown is quite similar. As you can see, we used the same synth as we used for the first breakdown. We make it longer so the singer can add more stuff in there, can sing longer, and yeah, nothing extraordinary. But as you can see, this time the lead melody plays just with the pad itself. No marimba, no bass. The bass comes to the game a bit later. With a part of the drum loop, and right after that we are in the full strength. And since we didn't want to have the first build-up, or sorry, the second build-up exactly the same as the first one, we have added this sax part, which comes in the second part of the drop, and you know, this drum loop, this drum fill is not playing throughout the whole build-up, but just for half of it, because we kind of split the build-up into 2 parts, where this, you know, some brass stuff comes to the game. And boom, again, reverb all the way up right here, cut it right before the drop. And the last thing I forgot to mention are these little it sounds weird, but it creates just so nice tension in the build-up. I mean, try to hear this sound in the background. I believe you can hear it, right? It's gliding, you know, it's following the chord progression, but right there, you know, this like long build up. It creates also kind of a fixed sound, so it's not playing anything melodic in here. So that's about the breakdown. As you can see, we didn't do so much magic there, but it sounds just, you know, great. You don't have to create just tons of similar stuff and, you know, trying to be just super awesome and tweaking everything to its maximum power or something. You just have to combine nice sounds together. You know, I really like acoustic instruments, various ethnical acoustic live instruments, so I like to combine them with some electronic pads and stuff, and this is very popular, or this kind of sounds are very popular nowadays. So in this case, it's all about picking the right sounds, picking the right melody, and combine them nice together. Because, you know, the track is not like overloaded with various sounds and with energy and stuff. It's all about really like chilled atmosphere, melody, and just, as I mentioned, cool sounds. So that's about the breakdowns. In the next part of this audio course, we will take a look at these beautiful drops.